I just built the level 2 Sentry turret from TF2, a chain-fed, face-tracking, AI-powered minigun turret capable of shooting over 200 rounds per minute. The holidays are approaching, and that means it's time for one of the biggest YouTuber collabs of the year, the Maker Secret Santa Gift Exchange. And if you're not familiar, I'll link the playlist below. But basically, some of the best maker channels on YouTube get together, are assigned a random YouTuber, and we make some amazing Secret Santa gifts for each other. In the first year, I made a nuclear red phone to connect all the YouTubers' workshops together, just like the red phone that the president uses. I'm extra excited about this year's video because the name I drew is Mr. Volt. And I actually met Mr. Volt at Open Source for the first time back in 2022 and was super impressed by his projects. He does make real solid content too and made an absolutely incredible Wheatley from Portal. We've even chatted about doing collabs here at Herc. Now, one of his past projects from just a few months ago was building the level 1 Sentry turret from Team Fortress 2. So for his Secret Santa gift, I'm gonna level him up, literally, and make him the level 2 Sentry turret. The mini Sentry turret features just one gun, but when you upgrade it to level 2, you get 2 chain-fed miniguns and a large ammo holder off the back. It's pretty awesome, and once it's set up, it automatically tracks and shoots your enemies. Now, the only B-roll I could find of this turret was for the blue team, but everyone knows the blue team sucks. So for DJ, we're gonna go Team Red. Step 1, we're gonna need some guns. Maybe not real guns. I think I have some off-brand Nerf guns that are actually chain-fed.
We have some Nerf guns here somewhere. Oh yeah. Chain-fed Nerf minigun.
This off-brand belt-fed Nerf minigun is perfect for our TF2 turret. All right, it's pretty simple inside. I need to power the gun remotely, so I'm gonna put in this wire, stick it out the end, connect the black wire to the black wire, and bypass the switch by soldering this guy on right here. The button still works. And if you just give it power, which is what our little PCB will do, it also shoots. We can also up the voltage to make it shoot faster. The only issue though is this chain is pretty short. It only has about 40 rounds. But since this is an off-brand Nerf gun, you can't just go out and buy more chain link. But luckily, I'm standing in one of the best equipped workshops in the world, if I do say so myself, and I should be able to reverse engineer this and manufacture my own. Step 1 is to create a 3D model of the part. Now, there are ways to 3D scan stuff, but if you want to change anything, it's a lot easier to just design it from scratch. And all you really need is a nice pair of calipers. If you've never learned 3D CAD, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. It's really not that hard to do. All CAD software is ultimately the same at a base level, which means it doesn't even matter what CAD software you use. I use SOLIDWORKS because I've been using SOLIDWORKS for nearly 20 years now, and SOLIDWORKS for makers costs about the same as a cup of coffee a month to subscribe to. And when I first learned SOLIDWORKS decades ago, licenses cost tens of thousands of dollars. So it's pretty awesome that it's accessible to everyone now, and not just businesses. Anyway, as you get more proficient at CAD software, you can use fancier tools and be more efficient in how you design things. But the most basic features you can use and model for parts are 2 simple tools. One is called Extrude Boss, and the other one is called Extrude Cut. At the core, this is basically just a cylinder. So we're gonna measure the diameter of the cylinder and the length. So we're gonna create a circle, and we're gonna dimension that 15.5, and then we're gonna hit Extrude Boss, and we're gonna do 55 millimeters. And as you can see, we've got a cylinder. Super simple, super easy. It's a bit more complicated than that. It's got these lips and ridges. So we can just do Extrude Boss again. Make another circle, and this time it's 20 millimeters. 2 millimeters thick, 2 millimeters. Make sure we're going in the right direction. So right now it's actually going the opposite direction. Switch that over. Bada bing. Repeat that on the other side. Now we're gonna do Extrude Cut, which, as you can guess, is basically the same as Extrude Boss, but it removes material instead of adding it. So we hit Extruded Cut, click that surface, add a circle, and measure it, 14 millimeters, and measure how deep the circle is, 54 millimeters. And now, as you can see, we've got the basic rough outline of this. And now we can add all these other features the same way, essentially, just by extruding those shapes at a dimension that you measure with your calipers. That's the basics. And it's really not that hard. You just have to start. And there are tons of amazing tutorials online, great YouTube videos teaching you how to do CAD. And knowing how to do CAD and having an awesome 3D printer like these Bamboo Lab 3D printers means you can design and make whatever. So let me finish the design and I'll show you how it was basically just two tools. Boss, cut, cut, fillet, boss, 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 cut, boss, cut. It's really just that simple. And then just because I also wrote Hacksmith arms on the top, which is kind of cool. The next part of reverse engineering is making sure that you measured stuff right. And what's the easiest way to tell if you measured stuff right? The beauty, again, with having 3D printers is I can send this to the 3D printer, and there we have it. And now I can make sure that the dart fits. So while the main design was pretty quick to do, I had to fine-tune the dimensions a little bit to make sure everything fit just right. First design was too loose, then it was too tight, then it was a bit too big, and then finally, just right. Now, the issue with this part is printing them individually and using support material takes a lot of time. So I wanted to challenge myself and redesign this in a way that I could print it without support material. Now, just like the first design, I iterated it until I came up with this. A flat surface with no support material that lets you print this and as many as you want. And it also gave me an excuse to try something that I've been meaning to try. Have you ever seen a wall-mounted conveyor belt 3D printer? I wonder if I could feed it directly into the gun from the conveyor belt. That conveyor 3D printer isn't actually that good. So I decided to hedge my bets, and I also designed it to be printed on the Bamboo 3D printer. And I can actually print 40 links in about 8 hours with about $2 worth of plastic. And the neat thing is, it's also print in place, which means the link is ready to go right off the 3D printer, and then you can quite literally attach them together and add as many as you want. Look at all that chain. Now, I've actually uploaded this 3D model to my Thangs page, so if you happen to have an XShot Blaster and you want more chain links so you have more ammo, check out the link in the description below and you can download it for free. The thing is, I don't like how this looks with half the dart being exposed like that. Mr. Volt's attention to detail is second to none, so I'm actually going to 3D print the carbon copy that I made using our new Formlabs Fuse 3D printer, which is a super fancy 3D printer that lets you print parts without support material by laser sintering fine nylon powder. And once you've blasted off the parts, you can actually dye them with plain old fabric dye to make them look even better. And that's how I came up with this. Custom Hacksmith Arms Nerf Chain. And I actually made mine better than the original. Thickened this lip here. It can feed into the gun at higher angles. Anyway, I've just spent like 5 minutes of the video just making a Nerf chain, and we're making the whole turret. So hopefully you're still watching, but don't worry, we're gonna speed things up a little bit. Over the weekend at our company retreat at Big Shoot Lodge, I spent most of my time designing a 3D printable model of the entire turret using references from the game. Then, when I got back to my lab, I started the 3D printers. This designed to go into the functionality. All right, I think this is my Secret Santa gift, and it is from Emily the Engineer. Got big on YouTube by 3D printing a awesome Iron Man suit, and actually the very first time I met her, she was wearing it, and we were all at Colin Furz's. So, based on that, and the fact that we've done a lot of Iron Man projects, I'm willing to bet this is something Tony Stark related. Whoa! I stand corrected. Does not appear to be Iron Man related. It's taser operation. Oh no. These are dog shock collars. Oh, and it's me. I've got a mini saber in the nether regions. And not so mini saber. There we go. There, Iron Man, arc reactor. Mary Chrysler, James. I bet you're wondering what on earth this is, why your face is on it, and why I wrote taser on the box. Well, don't worry, there are no tasers. I chickened out, so instead we used electroshock collars. Obviously, don't put them over your heart or neck or something dumb, I don't know. Okay, that's on maximum. Now, I'm not one to follow the rules, so I'm gonna wear the shock collar the way shock collars were intended, around my neck. Just for good measure.
You should put one over your heart, just like she told you not to.
That's a good idea, cameraman. Let's start off with something easy, like the power loader. Tweezers ain't good at tweezing. It's like she added this nub to grab to give me the element of hope. I'm gonna go for the Wolverine claw because there's a bit more. Oh! Ow. I think I pulled a few muscles. Ow! I got one. This game might kill me. So she wrapped some of these in copper foil, which means if you bump the edge with this, it will also shock you. Ah! I think Ian needs to get in on this fun. Aha. The Secret Santa gift is very sadistic. I need some help. There you go.
There we go. If you touch, we
both. Oh yeah, we all get shot. See how shitty the tweezers are?
There might be a solution to this.
Huh? All right. What a fun, heartwarming Christmas game. I'm gonna do another easy one. Oh, that is deep. My hand is shaking. Ah!
I would have had it. I've got a good grip on it. I'm just gonna yank it.
Yeah! So if you want to see how Emily built this, check out her channel. It's linked below along with a playlist for all of the Secret Santa gifts this year, last year, and the year before. You know, Christmas is about sharing. I think we should take this to the team. We have a team building exercise.
We have the right to refuse safe work, but I'm interested.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stop making eye contact.
Oh! Is it on? The hammer's a pretty good one, yeah.
Sweat a little bit here?
A little bit.
Oh, God! Hooray! It's over! I think this is my favorite Secret Santa gift I've ever received, so thank you, Emily. And I think the 3D prints are done, so let's get back to DJ's gift. That is a big part. Wow. And there we have it. All the 3D printed parts and components to build this level 2 Sentry turret. This is about 4.2 kilograms of plastic at about 1.6 kilometers of filament used. And it's almost all carbon fiber nylon. And of course the SLS nylon for the ammo belt. Now, before I start building this, I need to change. All right, that's better. Time to build this level 2 Sentry turret. And this is actually gonna also serve as a guide for DJ to follow, because when I mail this to him, it's gonna have to come in pieces because I don't think the US government takes too kindly to automated Gatling gun turrets. So the neat thing with this design is I managed to basically make absolutely everything 3D printed, including the M10 bolts that hold it together. And because I 3D printed the bolts, I actually did a custom bolt head, which is the Team Fortress logo. And besides the 3D printed parts, there's really not much metal hardware. There's 2 metal rods and 2 leveling feet, which could have been 3D printed, but I already have those. Now, when we build this permanently, I would recommend either using Loctite or Gloop in order to glue the bolts in so nothing shifts or moves. But since I'm gonna have to take it apart again, I'm not gonna do that, but DJ, you should probably glue this stuff together. Really, you can build anything with a 3D printer. This is proof. What I'm rather proud of is this was all first revision. So I designed it in SolidWorks, I 3D printed it, and basically everything fits. There's only one little mess up which you can't see. I've already hidden my my mistake. These bolts actually feel pretty strong. Use a wrench. And keep those ones loose because this one actually pivots. Now I am going to glue one part together because I printed it in 2 pieces for ease of assembly. And that's not going anywhere. And these were printed on the Pantheon, which is an awesome 3D printer. I mean, look at the surface quality. Self-tapping. This is where things get heavy. I am asking a lot of this little motor. A little faceplate that goes right there. Should mount the guns. Good thing I printed the parts of nylon carbon fiber. That's looking pretty sick. Yeah, I think there's a few joints that I'm just gonna glue in place. Probably these back ones. We're gonna permanently mount it like that. This is nice and flat. The Smith Blade Pro comes with a level. We've spent the past 6 months or so designing the Smith Blade Everyday Carry. It's got 21 tools in it. It's kind of as if Leatherman and Swiss Army had a baby, and that's the Smith Blade Lite. It'll be available at Hacksmith store really soon, and we also have a more affordable version called the Smith Blade Lite, which still has 7 tools in one. We got that nice and level. Feet look good. I'm gonna have to counterweight it by putting something heavy in the front of the gun. Make it heavier. So in the game, there is actually a support strut that goes back to here, but the problem is when you rotate, it would have to rotate too. Getting a bunch of YouTubers to build something on time for a very specific date, it's a total organizational nightmare. But luckily, I've got Odoo on my side to keep everything on track and running smoothly. With Odoo, I'm always on time with these builds. No more last-minute scrambles or late-night work sessions. Odoo helps me turn complex ideas into reality, whether it's a homebrewed project or something as intricate as building the perfect gift for DJ. Odoo ensures your vision is transformed into actionable plans. For our projects, Odoo keeps me organized by tracking progress, assigning tasks, and centralizing all of our data in just one place. Its seamless integration across multiple apps makes managing resources and staying on schedule effortless, even with multiple builds happening all at once. And getting started is easy. Click the link below to create a free account and access the Projects app. You can build custom workflows, import tasks from a CSV file, or even use AI to help with smarter planning. And Odoo isn't just for projects. It's an all-in-one platform for inventory, website building, payments, and more. And the best part, your first app is free for life. So click the link below to try Odoo for free and organize your projects like a pro, no matter how big, complex, or how tight that deadline is. So far, I've only shown you the mechanical design of this turret. The question is, how do we actually make it automated to shoot our enemies? And the way we're gonna do it is with a little help from this guy. This is a little project that I made for our last security drones video, and it's basically just a little PTZ security camera that automatically tracks people or animals or pets and focuses the camera at it. I slapped some Orbeez guns on the side that weren't too heavy for the motor, and I had Ben design this little PCB on the top. And all the PCB actually does is sense motion if the system is armed, and if it does sense motion, so it's moving, it shoots the guns. Which means all I have to do is order another PCB from JLC PCB, solder all the parts on, and there we have it, one finished PCB. If you're curious about how the system works, you can check out our circuit diagram at maker.io. Now we can just put it into our turret. It's pretty hard to believe. I designed this on the weekend, started stuff printing Sunday night. It is now Wednesday and it's fully finished. I had it mostly built yesterday, except for a few design flaws. Got it all fixed up and it works perfectly, minus randomly shooting sometimes. It's got the auto tracking mode, but it's also got the manual mode. So you got this little remote here, and if you press the red button, that's the kill button, it shoots the turrets, and then you can steer it left, right, up, down. We are asking a lot of this little motor, but that's pretty awesome. The neat thing with these off-brand Nerf guns is they do actually have a, I guess you could say, safety. So it doesn't actually feed the chain unless you push this little button forwards. But as you saw, when it randomly shot a Nerf dart, if there's a Nerf dart under the flywheel and any motion is detected, it does shoot. So the neat thing with the chain I designed is you can make it any length you want. There are hand gestures, so if I hold my hand up, it's actually stopped tracking. You can see the LED is red now. So should we let it shoot some darts at me, I guess? So if I stay perfectly still, hopefully when I activate it, it wwon't just start shooting, and it won't shoot until I move. The second I move, it's gonna shoot me. Ah! Yeah! So if it's flashing green light, that means it doesn't have a target. Yep. Okay, it's got me. Which means if I move, it will shoot me. So luckily, I've placed it high up enough that it doesn't actually hit us. We're gonna set this up in the shop, and we're going to invite some of the team to see it. All right, I think it's time we show the team my little project. Riley, can you come over here? Wow! Hey, Mike and Jose, come see my new project. It worked really well. All right, that works awesome. Now we just have to pack it up and ship it to California to Mr. Volt. I hope he likes it. Hey, look, buddy. I'm an engineer. That means I solve problems. Not problems like, is it moral to create automated turrets powered by AI? Because that would fall under the purview of your conundrums of philosophy. I solve practical problems. For instance, how am I going to stop some mean Mother Hubbard from tearing me a structurally superfluous behind? The answer? Use a gun. And if that don't work, use more guns. Like this heavy caliber tripod mounted little old number designed by me, built by me. And you best hope, not point at you. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Team Fortress 2 is a classic, and I think this Maker Reel did it justice. Don't forget to check out the other videos in the Maker Secret Santa playlist. I've linked it below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Uh-oh.